What's up? It's Treetrunk the old head with the Morning Joe live. I may be a few minutes early, but went down to fill my coffee cup up, and my granddaughter's woke, so I don't even know how long I'll be able to be live. Cause she rose with her granddad, and her granddad rose with her. So hope everybody get that Joe, get the engines running. You know, before I get to rolling and going good. Shout out to Doobies. I stopped and picked these up. This is oh, they told me this was something else. This is donkey butter. I've had this before. I've had this and I've got this. Oh, they tricked you, man. Treetrunk up. Gave me donkey butter and slurp juice. So, but the donkey butter ain't bad, but just I usually get this from the Dragonfly, the donkey butter, but since I picked up a couple doobies, you know, I can't even remember the name of the dispensary. It was somewhere in Ferndale, Michigan. But anyway, oh, I got the bag here. Oh shit. I'm sorry, America. So whatever this is, Green Buddha Wellness Center in Ferndale. I picked up the doobies, but I usually go to the NAR where I usually go. But, just saying, what's up, America? It's the Sunday morning Joe Live with your man Treetrunk the old head. Just want to let y'all know what I'm smoking on. And this right here is the what the fuck did they call that shit? Slurp juice. Oh, this donkey butter. Smoke. They tricked me up at wellness place and threw the donkey butter in there. I got a bunch of donkey butter already. I'm the Dragonfly brand, but whatever. It ain't bad. So sometimes in this world, America, things ain't always. Sometimes in this world, shout out to whoever clicked into my live. What's up? Sometimes in this world, America, things ain't always what it what it seems. You may look at a situation thinking it's one way, and it be the total opposite of what you think, and you get sucked in, you know. So, and it can be with people that's in your circle, or you think in your circle. So just be mindful. Pay attention to things. They slipped this donkey butter in my bag, but I guess it ain't bad. I guess it ain't bad. Smoked a blunt already this morning. Yesterday I had a headache. It was killing my ass. We had a big pour in Rosefield. Knocked that shit out. But it was nonstop. I didn't eat none. I maybe drunk 2 or 3 waters. Seems like I take care of my body better in the winter than I do in the summer. In the summer, I don't take care of myself like I should, you know. And I gotta get up on that. I gotta do this shit. In the winter, it be like I be more focused and shit. Summer, I be just grinding, going hard, smoking weed, drinking coffees, energy drinks. In the winter, I do 100 days, no smoking, just water and whatever I eat every day for 100 days. So I hear my grandbaby down there. I'm gonna have to wash my hands. She gonna cut my life short, y'all. 'Cause she messes with granddad. So I'm gonna have to go down there, wash my hands and my face, brush my teeth, start cooking breakfast with my grandbaby. I already know it, you know. But that's cool. I'm happy to be a granddad, you know. I'm an old motherfucker now. Never been one of the young guys on the job, you know. Now I'm one of the old heads. That's why they call me Treetrunk, the old head, you know. Look at that gray up in that motherfucker. I hear. Hopefully I can get my coffee drink down real quick. And I'm early on my live. Good morning, America's Tree Truck Old Head. This when the live supposed to start. You know, I was 10 minutes early, so it's 7 o'clock. Good morning, y'all. But I heard her waking up, so I knew I had to at least try to get my live in. You gotta do what you say on these platforms. You at least got to show up. So shout out to whoever clicked in just to say what's up to you, man. Tree Truck, I see you. Tell me where you from, what you smoking on. I'm smoking on doobie. You know, you click out there real quick so somebody say something to you. You can't be scared of this camera. You know, that's what this platform for. You know, I want to give a shout out to Michigan. I want to give a shout out to Detroit, Michigan. I want to give a shout out to Dearborn, Michigan. I want to give a shout out to all the all the car companies. You know that the Motor City produce. You know the Motor City we put the world on the road. You know we put the country on the road. The Motor City. So I'm still looking for me a sponsor for one of them car companies so I can drive your vehicle across the country, state to state. I want to go on a tour with my family, all 50 states, sponsored by one of the car companies, Ford Motor Company, GM, Chrysler, got to be American made, you know, got to be American made because, I'm Detroit, I'm Detroit Motor City, born and bred, so I got to get one of y'all and show America that, your vehicle can stand up going through all 50 states, you know. And I want to go through all 50 states, click up with YouTubers, on my journey, see what y'all doing in y'all city, stop and say what's up to y'all. If y'all a cannabis smoking state, we smoke some doobies. If not, we sit back and we drink a beer. I ain't trying to break no laws or nothing, but I want to hit all 50 states. That's what your man Tree Trunk want to do. So I'm gonna do it every Sunday morning, Joe Live. Ford Motor Company, General Motors, Chrysler, Stellantis, that's what you call y'all. Put me in one of the conversion vans so me and my family can take this road trip, hit all 50 states, let them know how we do it down in the Motor City, because you're going to, the tree trunk roll through, you're going to get some Motor City flavor, you're going to get some Detroit flavor, and I want to see how y'all do it. Where y'all from, where y'all go eat at, what y'all do on the weekends, all the old heads in my age group, what y'all do on the weekends, where y'all take your families to, and I'm down with you know, all, all the youngsters, I came up off rap, you know, I want to hit them cities where people don't know that y'all got that trap music and get down there and put that on my platform. Let us see what y'all doing in North Dakota, somewhere South Dakota. Y'all making that trap music like them boys Peasy and Payroll and all them making. Tree Trunk gonna roll up. I'm an old head, but I'm up on this shit. Treetrunk gonna roll up. You're gonna see that conversion van. You're gonna see the old head roll up. You know, and if y'all smoking on the doobies or whatever, we gonna smoke it up. I'm gonna put it on the platform. You know, so shit. Give me that sponsor. You know, give me that sponsor so Treetrunk the old head can get out there. You know, 'cause I'll be retired in 12 years. You know, I've been working hard at this YouTube. I got over 1 million views, 1.1 million views across. I got about 1.1 million views across YouTube. So I've been working hard at this. You know, this ain't something that, YouTube just gonna give you. You got to work hard at it. I got over 3,500 subscribers. You know, I kick knowledge sometimes. You know, y'all, I got my food for thought. I kick a little knowledge. Y'all see me, you know, smoking it up. Y'all see me displaying the Detroit music, the Detroit talent, the artists that I like, what I do in my everyday. Y'all see that? You know, y'all see me, I smoke the doobies. Y'all don't see me drinking much. I ain't into pills and coke and all that old bullshit. I ain't into that. You know, I'm into smoking me some doobies, blunts, drinking me some coffee, taking my black ass back and forth to work, taking care of my family. That's what it's about. It ain't about material shit for me no more. You know, it's about the people that's in my heart, you know, who my heart's beating for. You know, that's what it's about for you, man. Treetrunk. I get my ass up every morning with my family, man, with the next day in mind. You know, what we gonna do to move on to the next day? How we gonna make it to the next week? Do we got enough resources? You know, that's what your man Treetrunk thinking about. You got to make sure as a family you got enough resources to sustain you through tough times, you know, because you might, everybody run into a rough patch, you know, so you got to make sure you got enough resources that can carry you till, the clouds, go over and the sun come back out. You got to make sure you have that. You know, you always fall into a rut, and your man Treetrunk guilty of it. You know, I'm guilty of it too. A lot of times, a storm will come and you ain't prepared for the shit. Then you end up spending 10 times more money to weather the storm because you didn't prepare for the shit. So it happens to everybody. It happens to my ass all the time. It happens to me all the fucking time. I know my granddaughter gonna start crying. I'm an instantly had to be up down there making eggs and shit. Had to wash my hands and cut the Morning Joe live, but I ain't heard nothing yet, America. You know, she be on granddad, but that's what it's about. That's what it's about, America. Thanks for everybody who, came up in the live who said what's up to your man Treetrunk. Life passed you so quick. I remember I used to be one of the young guys. Now I got gray hair and shit. A grandparent, you never think them years gonna run past so quick. But if this younger America looking at you, man, Treetrunk the old head, if you if you got some dreams and you passionate about them dreams, do it because before you know it, you be an old head like your man Treetrunk, you know. And I ain't saying like I'm just some old ass raisin or some shit, but I ain't turn out bad. But if you got something that you passionate about, do the shit, you know. Especially if you got the resources to do it. And hard work, that goes a long way. Hard work goes a long way. And being loyal to the right ones go a long way. You can't be loyal to everybody because everybody ain't got the right agenda. And for me, for me personally, in your heart, you know who the ones that mean good for you, you know, and may want to help you move forward. You know them ones. And you know them ones that say, yeah, I got you. And then they just putting you in harm's way for their personal gain. So you just gotta be careful with this shit. You know, I experienced it coming up. A young guy just wanting to be. You know, wanting to be like the ones who's shining out there, the ones who you think got it. And when I sit back now that I'm an old head, I sit back and look at some of the guys I came up with that I might have ran with that I thought had it all. And them guys really got nothing. I thought they had it all. And I sit back and think about it. I got it all. You know, I got a beautiful wife. I got a beautiful daughter. I got a granddaughter. I got it all. The ones I thought did have it. Them guys, they going through their own their personal battles. Ain't saying that I don't have my own, but I didn't turn out that fucking bad. I've built, you know, the new skyline in Detroit, Michigan. You know, man, Treetrunk, I got my stamp all over that shit. Check out my channel, you'll see. I got my stamp all over it, and it feel good to be able to go downtown Detroit and damn near every structure. Your man Treetrunk then played a role in, you know, building it from, you know, from the Hudson Tower to the CompuWare building to Comerica Park to the Huntington Tower to the motherfucking MGM Grand Casino to the Motor City Casino to the Greektown Casino. I could just babble off for hours. The projects that I had a part of. You know, it's a team effort too, but I can go on forever. And the shit is an honor to be able to do the shit, to be able to, it's an honor for me to be able to look at that Detroit skyline and know that my family paid history in building that motherfucker, you know. And I played a huge part in building that motherfucker. Con- Concrete is my life. Concrete is my professional life. Concrete is what fed me. And I remember an old Italian concrete finisher, cement finisher, mason. He was like the top of his game when I was working with him, and I was just a little young green blade of grass. And this old Italian guy told me, he's like, young Treetrunk. He like, this is hard work. He said, young Treetrunk, this concrete is hard work. But if you stick to it, this concrete will feed you. And I was only like 21 years old. I was just stepping in the concrete, you know, working with the Italians. And he told me that them Italians know they concrete. The Italians know they concrete, they know their construction. And I've learned from them. And they told me, you stick to this concrete, you're gonna eat. It's gonna take care of you, and the shit has taken care of me. I've been in a lot of different industries in construction, but I've always went back to cement, concrete. And that old Italian guy, he told me that, and the shit been feeding me ever since. I know I can lay down a piece of concrete for somebody, make it look pretty. I can do a porch cap. I can do a set of stairs. I can pour a column. I can pour 4,000 square feet. Pour some floors. We get 20, 30 professionals out there. And we rip that shit to shreds and have that shit looking beautiful. You know, exposed ag, all that. I done worked with the Italians on super big projects where, it's breathtaking. I've worked with the Italians on little small projects that seemed like it was harder than the big projects. But it looked breathtaking when you're done with that shit. You you can't believe that you even accomplished it. And that's an honor for me to say that I've even learned that. You know, but I'm surprised I even got 20 minutes into the live. I was thinking my granddaughter was gonna call for me, but she hasn't called for me, so I at least get 20 minutes into the live. This shit I'm about to light right now called Slurp Juice from the Doobie brand. Slurp Juice, excuse me, America, 26.2% THC, 0.1% CBD. So that's what it is, Slurp Juice. But my professional uh, weed smoking review on this, they're not bad, the doobies. But for me, I like the Dragonfly brand. This is the brand I fuck with. I just happen to be in this area. And my wife asked me that I want to stop, at a dispensary. I just happen to be in the area over where I got the doobie shit from. I showed y'all earlier. Some place called Wellness, Green Buddha Wellness Center. I just happen to be in that area in Ferndale, you know, doing some personal shit, me and my wife. And I stopped in there and I grabbed a couple doobies, you know. But me personally, and it's not bad, but me personally, I fuck with the Dragonfly. That's my brand of choice. But the doobies ain't bad. The bud tender up in the place where I get the doobie, she was trying to sell me like a whole ounce of some shit that was bullshit. I could tell it was bullshit. And I'm like, what the fuck I'm gonna do with 28 fucking gram joints? That's some bullshit. I don't like having, that much of the same uh, cannabis on deck. I like to have different, you know, for a cigarette smoker. They may smoke Marlboro Reds, Marlboro Lights, whatever whatever brand they smoke, Newports. When I smoked cigarettes, my brand was Marlboro Reds and Marlboro Lights. You know, that was my choice. But for cannabis smokers, you don't want to smoke the same strain continuously. This shit is just, you want a different strain. So I can't just buy a whole fucking ounce of some bullshit. 28 fucking joints of some bullshit. No. Even when I get the Dragonfly brand. I have to mix it up or mix it up. Give me, like 3 or 4 different strains. Because you never know how you might be feeling. Like I got some shit down here. I've been actually fucking scared to smoke this shit. It's some Cali Blaze. This shit is off the fucking hook. And I don't know if you can see it's infused. You know, it's 41%. You know, this shit right here. You know, that's like some real fucking Buddha. Me, I'm usually in the 25, 30% range. You know, I like to smoke up in that range. Anything under that, you know, it's just your basic weed. I didn't know my live was gonna really be talking about different strains, but you live and this shit just you get to rambling and it turn into, you know, I didn't know what the fuck my live was gonna be about today. I just knew I was coming live. I said I was coming live, so I came live. And I'll be live every Sunday morning if, you know, with God's will. It's your man Treetrunk. I'm trying to turn this YouTube shit into a full-time fucking job. That's what I want out of my YouTube platform, to be a full-time fucking job. Well, I ain't gotta get my black ass up every morning and go to work for someone else. I can work for myself. Shout out to everybody who clicking in, even checking in with your man Treetrunk on the live. Appreciate that. I try to give y'all an hour every Sunday morning. I sit back, I smoke some doobies, I talk some shit. Sometimes some people click in and say what up to your man Treetrunk. All the interaction on my channel, it helps when somebody just say what's up, that's where I'm from. You know, all the interaction helps with the algorithm, you know. And this platform here, the reason I post every day, the reason the reason I try to post every day on fucking YouTube, because just like anything, you must keep the engine running. Sometimes I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, but the reason I post every day is because you gotta keep the engine running. I know y'all hear me say that in my morning Joes a lot. Keep the engine running. So you gotta keep that engine running, and eventually something's gonna happen, and I feel it. Eventually something's gonna happen, and I'm gonna get a sponsor. Somebody want me to do something. You know, I'm not had who I am. You know, I'm gonna get a sponsor at this YouTube. I sit back, smoke my doobies, I drink my coffee, I take my black ass back and forth to work. Don't do no pills, don't smoke no crack, no old bullshit like that. I ain't into that type of shit. I'm just gonna smoke me some doobies, take my ass back and forth to work, take care of my family. You know, being on the edge to me is drinking an energy fucking drink. You know, and my wife, if she knew I even drunk Red Bull sometimes at work, she'd probably go off on my ass. But sometimes you need a Red Bull or this and that, you know, and they help. So Red Bull, the sugar-free Red Bulls. If I'm gonna drink a Red Bull, it's gonna be a sugar-free Red Bull. Red Bull, give me that sponsor. Give me that sponsorship, Red Bull. I'll drink them bitches and drive across the fucking country. You know, and my sponsor vehicle by GMC. Out of all the vehicles I would want to drive, that GMC Express conversion van, that seems like the most comfortable to me for me and my family. I would roll that bitch, you know. I sit back, put it on cruise control. Me and my wife look at the scenery, and we drive across the country, link with other YouTubers, and link with other YouTubers, stop in your town, see what y'all do, eat at y'all restaurant, stay at y'all hotel, live it up, and we move on to the next town and click up with the next YouTuber to guide us through this country. We gon' we gonna travel this country, linking with YouTubers all the way down each highway, all the way down each highway, and I don't care uh, what type of YouTuber you are. If I'm in your town, I want to fuck with you. You know, I want to see what y'all do. You know, I ain't just into looking for black YouTubers or no shit like that. You know, all YouTubers, we creators, and we all trying to blow on this platform. So, if it's any YouTube creators right here in Metro Detroit and y'all see my shit, let's link up. Let's do some shit. You know, because there's creators all out there. Let's link up and this shit'll take us to the top. Who the fuck out? My man Pure Michigan. He a creator. Check out my man Pure Michigan and Michigan Made. My man Michigan Made ride around Detroit and show you all the ruins and stuff of streets that ain't been taken care of, where it's two or three houses on the street and shit. My man Michigan Made do that. He display the city, and shit like that pushes the city to tear them houses down and build new residents, you know, for the residents, basically. And then that create jobs. That create jobs for the people in that area. So it's a domino effect, Just because my man riding around saying, hey, look at this street look terrible. Shout out to Michigan Made, you know. Just because he doing that on one of these streets in Detroit, the city of Detroit see that, you know, and they gonna say, hey, this YouTuber is riding around the city showing these houses. Let me get out there and tear this stuff down. So shout out to Michigan Made. My niche so far, I've been all over YouTube doing all kind of different things. But so far, what I seem to be a constant for me is my morning Joes. I just talk about a day in the life of Treetrunk, the different cities I go to and work in. I give y'all updates on that. I give y'all updates on different work things that I do. And I got something I do called the food for thought. Well, I want people to think, but I want to use this platform to grow. This YouTube platform that YouTube has given us, it's an opportunity. Even for the people who watch it, people who just clicked in. If you're a creator and you even thinking about, you know, doing something on YouTube and how do people grow, my first advice is just start posting. And that's what I did. I'm not monetized yet, but once you start fucking with YouTube and you start getting views and you learn the requirements that you have to reach and you see yourself getting close to them goals, it's inspiring. And I'm real close to be reaching them goals. I just got to get my watch hours up. So everybody who clicking in right now, and I see y'all clicking in, shout out to y'all, you know. I see y'all clicking in. For all the people that's clicking in, y'all helping me reach that goal. And that's in America. I see in London. People in London was fucking with your man Treetrunk. People in New Zealand was fucking with your man Treetrunk. And who the fuck would think that London and New Zealand be sitting up watching some nigga from Detroit sit up and smoke weed and talk shit? Who would think some shit like that? But it's happening, and I see the shit in my analytics. You know, people from London and all this shit fucking with your man Treetrunk. Leaving comments like, what up? No black nigga from Detroit, you know. But I ain't, you know, people from London fucking with him, but I ain't never been scared to get out in front of the crowd. I've never been scared to do that. Sometimes I always had them jitters, like right before, but I've got on stage and performed and different shit, you know. Man, Treetrunk used to be a rapper, you know. I get different shit I want to do with this platform, but a lot of times I don't have the time, you know, so I just continue to post every day and let y'all see my everyday life. Like I got some shit I want to do called my life story. I want to get on. I want to get on live and this, you know, display, you know, chapters in my life, you know. And I ain't really started the shit off, you know. But the constant is my morning Joe live and my food for thought, you know. And then I do different little shit in between, you know. People say find a niche. Okay, you probably do got to find a niche. You watch all kind of different videos. This what you got to do to grow on YouTube. And I'm not saying that shit's bad advice, but you got to do what you feel. You got to do what's in your heart. And I just post every day, and I got over 1.1 million views across YouTube, and I got over 3,000 subscribers so far. So I'm growing. You know, it might be at a snail's pace compared to some, but I do see the growth. You know, so that's your man Tree Trunk. The first step is just posting. First step is posting. A lot of people private. I understand that. You know, oh no, I'm not gonna get on here. I'm not gonna do this and that. You know, this person might see it or this and that. Hey, this is the age of social media. You know, some shit gonna get leaked. You know, you never know. But your man Tree Trump want to get me a sponsor. One of y'all motherfucking weed. One of y'all motherfucking weed motherfucking shit I be doing reviews on. One of y'all motherfucking like doobies and motherfucking dragonfly. I, y'all sponsor me. I get on here and smoke y'all shit, and I recommend y'all shit to people. So y'all give me a motherfucking sponsor, and not just no motherfucking weed to smoke. Give me some motherfucking dollars. You know, I get on here and promote y'all shit. Dragonfly, the wellness motherfucking shit. You know, give me a sponsor, and I will do a fucking commercial for your shit. You know, motherfucking weed smoker. Been smoking weed since like I ain't proud to say it. I mean, this shit ain't good. I think I was smoking weed in like eighth grade. You know, seventh, eighth grade, I was smoking joints, and it wasn't like I was just smoking joints every fucking day. I was still a kid, so I was still a kid. You know, but you grow up in the city. You know, you be around different shit. You know, you have friends that's in different shit. You know, and families in different shit. Growing up in the city, you know, as y'all know, America, you know, a good kid can get dragged down into some bullshit and it don't even be their fault, you know. The only blessing that I had for me, that I felt was a blessing for me, is I had my mom and my dad, and I was able to be around both sides of my family. My mom's side of the family, either you was a crackhead or a crack dealer. Them was like your options. You know, crackhead or crack dealer. For me, when I looked at them options, I'm like, well, my options would probably be a dealer. That looked like the that looked like a path that can. It's a you know, you young and you think about the paths that you had to take in life. I said these paths right here on my mom's side of the family, crackhead, crack dealer. What the fuck I'ma choose? So I'll be a dealer. Seems like that's a rough path, but the dealer path, I may be able to navigate myself into something where I could take myself away from being a dealer. You know, those was my thoughts on that. So that's one path. But then I looked at my dad's side of the family. I said, well, all of them go to school. That's the dealer, being a dealer, I can make some fast cash. I can make that shit real fast. And, but I gotta be careful. I gotta watch out for the cops. I gotta watch out for the stick up man. You know, just random motherfuckers that might want to kill my ass because I'm jealous. It's a lot of obstacles you got if you a dealer that you got to navigate. You'll make a ton in a little bit, but you can lose. The cost of losing is way higher. So look at my dad's side of the family. I say all of them got their shit together. People going to graduating and going to college and they getting a skilled trade. I seen that. And I'm like, the path is a little bit longer. It ain't like taking the elevator straight to the top. It's like climbing the stairs. So I did choose to try to be a dealer, you know. And I was a successful little crack dealer when I was one, you know. I made my I made my money, but being a drug dealer, you just think about making the money. When you're a drug dealer, that's what you think about. You just think about making the money. And sometimes making the money can turn you into a different person. You know, you got an addict that's chasing the high and you chasing the cash. And you always thinking one more flip. If I can get one more flip. And I remember one situation where it was a little lady. She was one of my frequent customers. She wasn't like a super high spender or something like that, but sometimes she would come through and may have some cash, but she was a regular just for, you know, $10 to $20 sales, throughout the week. I can catch her every day for at least one or two $10 or $20 sales. So she was frequent like that. But one day, it was a busy day. I'm up and down the alley. I'm making sales. I can't even keep up with these motherfuckers. I'm making sales. I'm running up and down the alley like a motherfucker. People coming from every different direction. And I just happen to have money in two fucking pockets or some shit. And I was feeling no money in one side of my pocket, and I was feeling no money on the other side of my pocket. And when I made the sale real quick, I ran to make another sale, but when I got to looking at my money, and I knew I had felt this money in my pocket in two different pockets, she had gave me some counterfeit. So I instantly ran out the house because I was back and forth in the alley. I was running 2 and 3 blocks each way. I was running the alley. And I ran up to this lady and I grabbed her. And I was gonna beat her down, for giving me this counterfeit. But that's not me. But that that drive to for that money, and you want that money to be right, because this your livelihood. Chasing that money turns you into an animal because as a drug dealer, you can't be a weak drug dealer. You got to show force, or somebody else gonna come take your stuff. I was gonna beat this lady down, and what she tried to do to me is give me this counterfeit. She gave me like a counterfeit $100, and she spent $10, so I gave her $90 back. And I kept running, making my sales. But I felt this 100 in my pocket, and it didn't feel right. But I knew, like 6 or 7 blocks the way she was walking, it was some other dealers that way. I knew she was taking my money. She was taking, she was robbing me for the counterfeit, get a little bit from me, and then take the rest of the money down to the other drug dealer. But I caught her, and I was about to beat her down, and I felt the rage in me. But I just tucked my money back, and I'm like, bitch. I'm like, next time they gonna find your ass in a garbage can or some shit. I said some old shit. She was scared as fuck because she knew I was mad. But I just tucked my shit from her and kept doing my thing. And then I sat back and I thought about the shit when I calmed down. I'm like, chasing this fucking cash out here make you fucking kill somebody over some over $10 or $20. Is this worth it? you know, is this fucking worth it? I'm like, I got to change my fucking ways, and shit like that, situations like that. And I had another situation where the little, the little area I was in, the there was a certain way, there was a certain way you had to approach my spots. The the area I was in, it was a certain way you had to approach my spot, and if you didn't approach that, if you didn't, if you didn't follow them guidelines coming in, I knew something may be wrong. You know, you got to, you got to figure out some type of strategy. If you a dealer in whatever city, if you're a crack dealer, whatever you serve, you got to have some type of strategy to let you know something's not right. You just can't be out there aimlessly. So I knew had this situation. I knew something wasn't right the way these motherfuckers approach, my area. But it wasn't something bad. It wasn't a fucked up situation after I sit back and think about it. It wasn't a fucked up situation where I would have got hurt. But if you don't follow these guidelines, something's wrong. So it was an older addict, you know. He used heroin, he used crack, but he was a spender. And I didn't know him because these other crack addicts had him somewhere, because he was too old to be walking around and fucking around at the trap and shit. He was too old for that. But he had money. And the other addicts was taking advantage because they knew he was too old to be coming, running around. He may get robbed or something. He knew where I was, but I didn't know him. And he approached my shit just out of pocket. The man Treetrunk had just had a baby and shit. And I had two different doorbells to alert me. Well, if I just had a visitor coming by just to say what's up, if I had a visitor just coming by to say what's up, Treetrunk, they hit one doorbell. If it was a sale or something, I had another doorbell, and You might just see me pop out in the back of the alley somewhere like, hey, what the fuck? That doorbell was just off in the alley somewhere. So I knew uh, this motherfucker knocked on my window. So, and I just had a baby. So I knew something was fucking wrong when I went to the window with the mag. Looked out the window. I'm like, this motherfucker right here lost his fucking mind. This motherfucker gonna get killed around this bitch. I just had a baby and he hit my window to my room. I come right out the house. Bop, 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 bop. Just instantly. Pick a motherfucker up. Whatever in your pockets. I got to see if you might have a strap on you because I just worked you. You know, you may have a mag on you. So I lift this motherfucker up after I worked him. He didn't have no pistol on him. Reach in his pockets. Give me all this money because you violated. You came to my trap the wrong way. Get out of here. I'm sitting back chilling and then bought me some weed or something. Then worked this dude and I think he may have had $100 or whatever on him. It wasn't a lot. It was about $100, but he got beat up because he knocked on my bedroom window. And if you're a drug dealer, you got to have some type of ethics as a drug dealer. So that's why he got beat up. But I didn't know he was some type. This was the old guy. I didn't know he was some type of medical patient or whatever. You know, I didn't know he was like that. But if you fucking around down in there with them drug dealers and shit, you may get your ass shot. You know, this and that by mistake. You can't be coming up in there wrong. And that's what happened. And when I found out who the guy was, you know, I had been hearing about him, but I'm not trying to get all in the, crackhead politics, whoever, if y'all my main few, if y'all my main few crackheads and y'all the ones coming through, I just want to talk to y'all. I really don't want to talk to them, you know. So it was my main few crackheads. So I just wanted to talk to them. But after I done beat this dude up because he was tired, because they was robbing him, whatever they would take his money, bring it to me, and then whatever they bought from me, they was taking most of that and then just taking him back a little bit, and he was tired of that. Yeah, I understand that. But had he followed the rules, he should have learned how to follow the rules coming down through my trap. He wouldn't have got beat up. But anyway, once I found out that I done beat this dude up and he's some type of medical patient, I done put lumps on his head and shit. I'm like, oh man, I put this dude in the hospital. So now his family, they some addicts and shit. They're like, oh, Treetrunk, you done this and that to my family and blah, blah, blah. I hope he don't die. And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers was the ones robbing him in the first place. Why was y'all robbing y'all family? And now he was tired of being robbed. And when he came down through here, he came the wrong way and then he got beat up. I'm sorry that he got beat up. Now I'm feeding them goddamn dope and shit because I don't want them to call the police. I got to keep them spinning and shit. Please don't call the police. I gave away more shit than I did. Than I gained. So I'm like, man, I can't. This life, I can't live this life. You know. I'm like, I can't live this life because it makes you always on edge. And then the area that I took over, I ended up just getting a house. It was off an alley, and then it was a dead end. I ended up getting a house right off the alley. It was a couple more dealers in the interior of that block. But when by me setting up on the corner, everybody that came through that way, if I hung out there, I could stop 'em. That was I could stop them. So that was like, and at that time, I needed the money, you know. And right behind me, on the next block, the all it was a vacant house that was tore down in between my house and the other house. All the addicts, they would sneak through this little vacant lot that was right there in between my house. So if I just hung out right there, I'm like, hey, don't go down there. You come to me. You ain't got to go all the way down there. So I started catching them all. And then I looked up. I had all the people, but one of the dealers that was in the interior of the block, he had control of everything, but he smoked crack. And I just took all the customers, you know. And then by him smoking crack, it just, he couldn't keep up with me. But that shit brought its own set of fucking problems. That shit brought its own set of fucking problems. And it sounds glamorous sometimes, but it's not. You know, you ducking too much. I was running down to grab something to eat from one of the Coney Islands off the six. You know, I was hanging off the six. I was between the six and seven growing up. I was off the six. Your man was your man Trunk was running down there just to grab some Coney Island or something. But I was trapping hard at any time I could have had a bag on me. And at this time, during this time, I picked up a bag or something doing all the travels back and forth to the Coney. I picked up a bag, but I knew I had to get my Coney, and I flipped around back to the trap, but I dropped the bag off. I don't even think I turned my car off. It was like run in, drop the bag at the trap. I know my Coney Island about to be done in a minute. I run down to the Coney, you know. Me and my stepson, we run down to the Coney and shit, grab our motherfucking Coney, and soon as I jump back up in the whip and jump out the Coney and start whipping through the blocks on my way back to the trap, I get flicked, you know. I get flipped by the narcs. The narcs jump right on me like, boop, whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers done flipped me. But I knew I didn't have, my car was mine, I owned it. But I was riding dirty with no insurance, just the old license plate that I had. It was my car, but I didn't have it insured. I didn't have the right paperwork. I think I just had the title or some shit. But the police knew I was running through there chasing bags and shit. And they could have really caught me with a bag on me. But when they whipped up on me, they jumped out like they had me too. But I knew I had dropped the bag off. I'm like, you can search this bitch, dude. Ain't shit up in this motherfucker. And a lot of times, when you down in the hood in Detroit and shit, and you trapping and shit, the police might pull your ass over. You might not even be a trap boy. You might just be a person who bought a car and can't afford to put insurance on the bitch. If you ain't got nothing on you, if you ain't got no crack on you, you ain't got no guns on you, no pills, no bullshit that'll take you to jail, a lot of times they'll let you go. Like, just get out this area. But at that time, I was starting to be known for having a bag running around there. So I think, and then I had a bag on me like within the last 30 minutes. They might have been watching me. I'm flipping through the hood, picked my bag up, made my call to Coney, you know, placed my order. I knew I had to run back down to Coney to get my order. And They flipped me when I got out of Coney, but I had dropped the bag off. So, and the cop just looked at me too, like, the cop just looked at me like, yeah, I know you was running around here doing some shit, but he didn't have no smoking gun. And then I started getting caught like that a couple more times. I got I got caught a couple more times like that where I'm fucking around and I wasn't doing no shit and the police just stopped my ass. Now people, you walk up to 6 miles, 7 miles, even 8 miles, you might not be at a crossing light. But if you see an opening where you can run across the street real quick, you run across the street to the other side. And I was walking from the dollar store on 6 Mile and shit. And I just ran across the street. It was an opening. I ran across the street. And the motherfucking police flipped right around. I seen them when I ran across the street. They flipped right around and jumped on me and searched me. And I'm like, damn, what y'all searching me for, man? They like, shit. You jaywalked. I'm like, man, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You gonna stop me for jaywalking? And now that's when I knew. Like, y'all bitches on to me. And I knew it was a matter of time. I'm like, you might catch me slipping. You might catch me with a bag on me, you know. But it was just walking from the dollar store that time. They jumped on me and I was walking. And then the time when I was leaving the fucking Coney Island. And neither one of them times I could have had a bag on me. Because a lot of the times I knew if I left the house and I was walking somewhere, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta walk a couple blocks over, or I gotta walk up to the fucking gas station, or I gotta walk to the store. You know, you throw 100 on you real quick. You may make $100 walking to the store and walking back. You know, I knew that. But I'm like, shit, I'm gonna fuck around and get caught. And I left the shit alone. I didn't get caught. You know, I got caught doing some shit, that took my black ass to jail, but I didn't get caught doing a lot of trapping shit. So, but I just had to leave the shit alone. You know, it's only a few options with that shit. You know, a few navigate that shit and they make it look glamorous in videos and shit, but shit ain't all what you think. You know. But I'm surprised I even got an hour in this live. Shout out to everybody that hollered at your man Treetrunk in the morning, Joe live, you know. And I'll be back next Sunday morning, with another morning Joe live. We sit back, we smoke on one. Like I said, I was on the doobies, and then I had my coffee. That's how I do it every Sunday morning, you know. So peace and love to everybody. Ain't nobody jump up in the live chat and say nothing, but that's cool. A lot of people jumped in and just listen, And sometimes I don't even know where these lives gonna go. I just spit them up, you know. Shout out to GMC. I need that sponsor. So, I can let the world know how our vehicles from the Motor City can stand up to any motherfucking thing. It's Detroit versus everybody. That's how it is. Treetrunk the old head, Detroit, Michigan made. You know, y'all probably see me again in a live later on today, but I gotta go down there, get with grandbaby. I gotta go down there, get with my wife, get with my family, my daughter. You know, I can't spend all day with y'all, America. I got a family. So, peace and love. I'm out. Love you, America.